Hi there, and thanks for listening. It's Lee Farnell from Leading Your Best Life. Now, in this podcast, I want to talk about the all-important performance factor that is so frustrating and so important. I have to talk about it. Leadership, leadership, leadership. Let's talk about it. Well, this podcast came about because my old mate Max was talking to me about his cricket club, and he said the coach had agreed to do a whole range of things to help improve things and get set up for the next season. And when he got back from holidays, Max got back from holidays because he's on the committee, the guy hadn't done anything. And he said, in fact, everything was in shambles. And this is not just cricket, but business, a whole range of places, water polo, football. We say leadership is everything. Leadership is everything. And lack of leadership means things fall apart. Now, if you know anything about physics, my mate Max was a physics teacher. He taught me about entropy. Things go from order to disorder without work. Like water, tip it on a desk, it spills out. Like a teenager's bedroom, goes from order to disorder. And there needs to be work done. There needs to be work done to create order. And leadership is about creating order. And where does it start? It starts with vision. As the great Warren Bennis, who wrote some fantastic books on leadership, said, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Now, Max said they appointed a new coach. He said things have changed incredibly. He set goals. He worked with the team to set goals. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to achieve? What are the milestones? And how are we going to work together? And what do we need to do as a group to put our energies together to actually achieve those goals? What plans are we going to work to actually achieve it? Now, you can see straight away, I'm asking facilitation questions. I'm asking questions on the basis that involvement equals ownership equals commitment. If you want people committed to goals, committed to plans, owning goals, owning plans, you've got to get them involved in the process. So my great mate, Brian Cook, who is probably one of, if not the most successful chief executive in AFL football. And again, if you want to check out the interviews, we did 2 at Geelong when he won 2 premierships at Geelong, or was it 3 premierships at Geelong, 2 at the West Coast Eagles before that in 1992-94. And now he's doing marvellous things at Carlton Football Club. He's creating order. He's, as he says, I would rather over-communicate and over-collaborate and over-cooperate, get everyone involved in the process, which is what he's done. And in fact, if you want to find out more, go check out the interviews that I've done. We actually did a whole series of 3 interviews in his first season at Carlton. How did he go taking what was a great club, but an underperforming club, to actually create more order, more direction, and again, you saw the coach change, the coach's energy. We say leadership is everything. The leader's energy is everything. As my mate Max said, not only did the leader bring goals and plans, he brought positive energy. You know, as it says here, the key to successful leadership is influence, positive energy, not power, not authority. Don't, scare people. It's about the power to influence and move people. So what's going on in your business right now in terms of leadership, in terms of the quality of leadership? And then are the leadership team actually aligned? Because if you have 5 leaders or 6 leaders or 10 leaders, but they're not aligned, we don't have synchronized energy. We have ego. We have more disorder. We have more conflict. Go read the book, Emotional Intelligence, where it talks about you can have a bunch of geniuses sitting around the table, but if there's dysfunction and disharmony, lack of order, lack of cooperation, lack of caring, lack of love, we actually ideally want people not only respecting each other, but loving working together, loving doing what they're doing. I love working here. The boss set such a great tone in the place versus fear, undermining confidence, lack of certainty. People need to know that you care. The number one reason people leave organizations has got nothing to do with pay. It's actually got to do with the fact they don't feel valued. The R factor says the strength of the relationship is frequency times quality of contact, where the quality of contact is friendliness times value. Do you care about me? Do you care about me? Do you care about the goals? Or are you a leader that comes in late, leaves early, wants the best parking position, wants all the accolades, but doesn't actually lead with the sleeves rolled up by example? Now, want to read more about this? It's in the book Good to Great, What Level 5 Leadership Looks Like. What level 5 leadership looks like. And that also is not only systems, integrity, working plans, and order, but humility. Note the relationship between the word humility, humor, and being human. People want leaders who are human, leaders that care, at the same time, leaders that show discipline, that don't lose their shit, that don't start throwing things around the place, that rule by tantrum. No. Oh, we better not do that. Don't upset the boss. Sooner or later, people leave. In fact, usually the good people leave first. So what are you doing in your company? If you're serious about being the best, and I don't just mean company, I mean you could be government, you could be non-government, you could be semi-government, you could be not-for-profit, you can be commercial. Either way, you've got people working together under the one roof, part of the same organization, theoretically going for the same goals, but the quality of the leadership will determine the quality of the results. I'll say that again. The quality of the leadership will determine the quality of the results. You want to find out more? Performance development consultants. We have a whole range of leadership coaches and consultants under our umbrella that we can point in your direction. Find out how to turn your business around, just like Max with the cricket club, with high quality leadership. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. As Lao Tzu said, the leader is best when people barely know they exist. When the work is done, when the leader's work is done, their aim is fulfilled, the people will say, we did it ourselves. The great leader is a facilitator. The great leader is a facilitator. I'm just going to read one more. Rosabeth Moss-Cantor, who we did a lot of work with way back in the 80s when we were transforming the culture of Australian telecom. A leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be. In other words, sometimes the people don't necessarily know. The leader is taking them to a better place. Leaders become great, not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. John Maxwell. So many great studies into leadership. It's all very well known in theory. It's about the implementation and the execution. That's what we specialize in, helping people not just know about it, but actually implement it. Want to find out more? Do touch base with us. I'm Lee Farnell, and this is Leading Your Best Life. See you next time.